So what exactly is genetic discrimination? Well, genetic discrimination is when employers discriminate against people who have certain flaws in their DNA that make them more likely to get a certain disease. For example, Down syndrome is a mutation on chromosome 21. So if genetic tests recognize this mutation or any other mutation, finding a job could be difficult. Of all the things that employers could discriminate against, why would they choose to discriminate against genetic information? Just because someone has a flaw in their DNA does not mean they are more likely to get that disease. There are a variety of factors in play that decide whether or not you contract a certain disease, not just your genetic information. Though, where did this all start and why did it start? When did someone say, hey, let's not hire this guy because his DNA is messed up? Well, there's a few reasons this is happening today. Well, first of all, the cost of healthcare has risen rapidly over the last few years. Plus, companies and employers are strained as it is and can't afford the hiring cost of healthcare. In response to this, companies and employers are beginning to analyze the genetic profile of job applicants. And due to the easy access of genetic information, genetic discrimination is becoming even more widespread. We all have certain flaws in our DNA, so then why aren't all of us discriminated against? Genetic discrimination affects those whose genetic information is on file because of medical reasons or because they took part in a study. Genetic testing is slowly playing a larger role in the medical world due to the numerous benefits it provides. As unbelievable and ridiculous as it sounds, people must begin to protect their genetic information or it could be used against them. Genetic discrimination actually only recently became a problem. This is due to the fact that medical knowledge and technology have grown so much in the last decade. No one could have possibly imagined that the science of genetics would advance so much in such a short period of time. This newly found information can either be used for the right or the wrong reasons. Though, with the rise of genetic discrimination, it's obvious that it's being used for the wrong reasons. But there is some hope. The government has noticed the problems associated with genetic discrimination. This is why they recently passed the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act. Not only does this law prevent discrimination by health insurers and employers, but it also sent an important message to the public that genetic discrimination was not something that was made up or out of a science fiction movie, and that it was a very real threat that should be taken seriously. Before the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, each state had its own laws about genetic discrimination. So this act helped to set a minimum standard of protection in every state. The science of genetics is slowly becoming very beneficial in the medical field. It not only helps doctors diagnose people, it can help to predict the diseases people can get in the future. It wouldn't be right if people did not take genetic tests because of genetic discrimination. Genetic testing is purely beneficial and should not be something that could be used against you. And this law helps make sure of that.